Hello, welcome back to another trek through the dungeon, bringing you the continuing adventures of Kob-on-the-Cross, the sharpshooter, who started off as just an ordinary attempt to run a kobold hunter, because, you know, I'm not much for hunters, and I'm trying stuff I'm not much for, and now, well, look at me now, Dad! Alrighty, so, you know, one of the things I've noted, when... I'm just gonna stay on this for a while so I'll get a chance to look. One of the things I've noted from doing a lot of crawl runs, at this point I've done at least 100 videos, the way I do them, I've gone back and forth over whether it's the right way to do them or whether I should be trying something else. I like the fact that you see what happens to me as it happens to me. I don't like doing post-commentary because when I do that, well, all sorts of things happen. Firstly, I could just be faking it. There's no way for you guys to be sure. And that's kinda sorta not as cool. Second, I could be doctoring the footage. I mean, I'm supposed to be doctoring the footage, actually, to highlight cool stuff. Which, apart from being a lot more editing, kinda takes away from the realism of it all. This is Dungeon Crawl, a game that I expect you to potentially try to play someday. And I kind of want you to see what I'm doing to get to the point I'm getting at. There's kind of something great. It's easy enough to look at a level 20 character and be like, well, of course, he's just running around killing shit. But looking at a level 2 and being like, oh, he survived that by doing XYZ, maybe I can try adapting my playstyle a little bit. That's something completely different. And third, I like that the commentary itself is more honest. If I know what's going to happen when I'm doing post-commentary, I'm not going to be able to tell you, here's what you should be thinking, here's how you should approach the situation, nearly as well as when I'm right in the moment and being like, alright, well, this is what I'm actually thinking, this is how I'm actually approaching the situation. For better or worse, sometimes I make bad decisions. So, I will continue doing commentary the way I've done it, but I just wanted you all to be aware that this is something that I have thought about. Oh man, we just walked right past each other. All that said, welcome back to the run. And this is another artifact, side notice thing I've noticed. I don't like the fact that I have very little control over how long or short these videos end up. I aim for half-hour segments, but this wasn't supposed to be a main run or anything. I didn't want this run to be going on as long as it has. I just wanted to do this on the side. But it seems that sometimes Crawl has other plans for you, and you just go with what's been decided by, you know, the amount to which you are or are not dying. I would have been perfectly content to cut this cut this run, right after the lair and be like, alright, so that's how the early game looks with this guy. But I'm not gonna not finish it. I mean, especially to anybody who's already been watching, that'd just kind of be like, to my mind at least, like giving a middle finger and being like, haha, you wanted to see what happened to this guy? Well, you're not getting it. And I'm not a douchebag who gives the middle finger to my fans. Oh, come on. Don't want to get slimed on. In fact, I shouldn't even have to. I have the ability to shoot from range. I gotta remember my character. He is called Kob-on-the-Cross. Kob-on-the-Cross. So, I'm gonna finish it, but I'm trying to think of a way to do this with a little bit more consistency, to separate out the fact that because what happens is, my once-a-week main channel runs end up being my most serious runs, but also taking the longest. You'll notice I'm just running away because I don't want Super Slime to find me at full strength. Let him break up a little first. Nope, this is bad. They're gonna reform Super Slime right on my face. Come on, bro. Much better. Switch to crossbow. Switch to ordinary bolts. Kill him. Kill him. Man, only in Crawl can you eat an Eye of Draining. With no ill effects. Generally speaking, anything that drains is going to be bad meat in other games. Let's go with flame. I don't see the need to poison him over time. Let's just kill him before he reaches me. There we go. New crossbow. It is terrible. Dropping it. Actually, it's better than my old one, which is also terrible. I really want to not be getting crossbows anymore. What am I training? Short blades, fighting, dodging? Yeah, okay, that's good. That's all good stuff. So, just from having played this build for, frankly, not even that long, I can already say that, I'm impressed by just how strong crossbows are, actually. Or ranged weapons are in general. It's like, imagine a level 4 spell, like, Issequindarin's Mystic Blast, maybe, or a little bit stronger than that. Now imagine it at full screen range, because that's the range here, and imagine it being completely mana independent. That's what you're dealing with. It's kind of awesome. There are downsides. It is ammo dependent, and so getting it online and getting it to work is a pain. And quite frankly, I do feel as though if you're not running Okuwaru, you are you're signing yourself up for running out of crossbow bolts early game. Because the bolt drops were few and far between. Certainly not enough to make up for the amount of crossbows I had to use in the end. But, yeah. But if you do get through that point, and you get to the point that you're actually just running the crossbow now, you will find a weapon of immense satisfaction and power. And God help me, I really want apportation this game. Because I always am not always, but I'm constantly ready to pull some bolts towards me. Definitely gonna try and soften them up with, or just kill them with crossbow bolts, and then switch to my Scimitar of Flame for the finish. Okay, that's a painful axe he's got there. Where's that evocable blink? Is on B. Give me back my hazardous crossbow, and just finish him. That was extremely painful. Also, I am losing a lot of bolts now. I've lost almost 8 bolts since this floor began. Christ, there's no quick way to kill him, is there? Let's switch to Frost and then shoot him. Oh! Oh wow, one-shot kill. That's kind of fantastic, actually. Model Dragon Armor is, I believe, one of, if not the best armors, at 0 evade penalty, or low evade penalty. What is the evade penalty? I know it's very small to the point of being totally manageable, but I don't remember. Let's see. Model Dragon Armor. Yeah, -1 penalty, so think in the vicinity of leather armor, except, unlike leather armor, it actually has 6 defense, which is more than I'm getting with troll leather right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and give me that potion of curing, please. There's a 6-headed Hydra that's in the muck. Let's shout once to get it to come to me, and then just shoot it up. Because it's a zombie Hydra. They're not very strong. I wish I had Berserk, honestly. That's what I want. Just to run in there berserking with my sword and cut them all down. Ah, no. Flanked. Okay, here in the open you might split up. So... wield Scimitar Flaming, hit you once. And see how when he rejoined, he had to spend another turn doing so. So he stalled back, giving me plenty of time to reach where I want it to be, which is, hey you, come upstairs with me. Distance. This is also a great spot, because when I blink, there's only 1 out of like 6 chance I'll end up in a bad spot. Unfortunately, I failed to blink once, and that threw off my calculations. A lot. Oh, right, troll leather. So instead of having to go to a different floor, I just have to keep running, and eventually my health will come back by itself. Alright. Let's shoot him again. This time with flame. Okay, he's dead now. Fire. Cut the spider. What the hell? Okay, I nearly died to a fucking spider. Am I not resistant to poison? I should be, like, super resistant to poison. And apparently it doesn't matter. This guy is just brutally strong, and oh my god. Melee range from a centaur is a good time to pull out all the stops and try and survive. It's blink, cut line of sight. That should be enough, actually. Just walk away now. Thank God for my stealth value. If I had stabbing, I could have just cut him apart. Actually, why is that an if now? Okay, short blades at level 8 is sufficient. I don't need it any higher than that. That's a good attack speed. I mean, I can get it higher, but I don't have to. This scimitar that I'm using right now is a short blade, right? Because if it's a long blade... Are you kidding me? I've been training the wrong weapon this whole time. Okay. I've been training the wrong weapon this whole time. That's embarrassing. This is what happens when you try playing a style you're not used to. You do something like this, and then you find out later. Okay. Okay. I've been training the wrong weapons a lot this whole time. How high is the training? It's level 8. I'm debating whether I should switch to short blades or keep one with long blades. Let's check out what all these ruined long blades are. No, I have short blade training. Let's see what all these short blades are. Dwarven Saber of Speed is actually a pretty good choice. Let's ditch the... Let's just go with this, I guess, and then we'll see how it plays out. So, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? The reason this is such a big deal is because I have been funneling experience into a few narrow buckets, and now I realize one of those buckets has been totally empty. I could switch to short blades, or I could try and actually, to save the experience, or I could dump it. But I also have a +3 aptitude to short blades, which is part of why I trained it in the first place. So I was not that thrilled about using a secondary weapon beyond crossbow to begin with. I think I'm just going to stick with short blades from now on, because I've already trained it. And with a lower requirement for min delay training, I'll actually be getting more bang for my buck here. Hopefully I didn't blow that many scrolls on my Scimitar of Flaming. I don't think I did. Yeah, that probably is for the best. Okay, that's the first thing in the smack in the face. What else are we gonna do here? I'm taking a lot of damage from this goddamn trapdoor spider, presumably because its to hit beats my evade, and I have no armor. So my standard mechanism of damage avoidance isn't working. To fix that, let us begin training defense skill. The other possibility is, since I'm so stealthy by default, maybe it's time for me to start becoming a stabber. But that kind of reeks of playing 3 classes instead of 1, and since I have no way of forcing enemies into stabbable states, I won't actually get that many stabs in. So yeah, forgetting that altogether. Let's switch on armor. So in other words, you'll notice that I'm going defense, defense, defense right now. Because that's what it's going to take to survive and win the game, so that's what I'm going to do. Beat up the door, and through. Give me something I don't care about. How about flame with ordinary bolts? Cool, kill him in one shot. Wield the velocity with fire bolts. Alright, you just need a sword to go down. And I guess at this point I should rename the Dwarven sword to the letter I'm used to. and then drop the trident I no longer use. What are you resisting? Paralysis? Huh. Just kill you. Okay! Now the asshole woke up. Speed is nice. It gives me a lot more opportunities to hit things. And I'm guessing the other big problem I was probably suffering against that. In fact, I wonder if I can see the trapdoor spider attack. Here we go. I attacked him once. For how many attacks did he get on me? La 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 la. You slash. The trapdoor spider bites, 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 poisons. So he got 4 attacks for every one I did, because I was using a weapon that I thought I had trained, but in reality had not. What the hell? I was auto-fighting and it turned into a fucking Ettin at melee range. Well, I don't have a choice. If I can kill him in one shot, that would be ideal. But if he takes a step forward, I'm going to be reliant on my blinks to save me anyway. That's all there is to it. There we go. Blasted him. I have never, in all my life, come that close to dying to a shapeshifter that I can recall. Please don't let there be a smiter. I just need to run. If I can run far enough, my health will come back. Hey, you, come upstairs with me. I want something to kill. I just took out an Ettin. That was scary as hell. Yeah, auto-fight is great, because without auto-fight I would have been holding the directional button to attack that many times. And, I wouldn't have even known that I had died. I would just be dead. Clearly I'm making a mistake here. I'm using, my melee weapon with... Which, if I had been a true melee class this whole game, right now would be at least a 5.5 or 4.4 weapon. It probably wouldn't be a short blade, which isn't really that great an endgame weapon to begin with. And, yeah, and I would have a lot more skill with it. Enough that I didn't have to worry... Okay, trapdoor spider. Yeah, see, that's what fighting a trapdoor spider is supposed to look like. Him just getting his ass kicked. At this point, I'm completely convinced that the real issue was that, my weapon delay was too high. Oh, you and your blink arrows. It's a good thing you blinked me to you and not away from you. Overall, I've got to say I prefer archery to crossbow-er. I'm more a fan of the available enchants. And yeah, I ran away because Rupert was on that floor. I'm not going to deal with Rupert unless the situation is entirely in my favor. And since I'm just getting pegged by every ranged weapon on the map, might as well just back away to try to regenerate and then come at it new. Heroism, velocity, fire. Alright, my turn. Yeah, the reason I went with fire bolts here instead of trying to use my sword is because I'm trying to kill this many of them at once before heroism runs out. So that's a lot of incentive to be using my best as opposed to conserving my bolts for later. Ammo management. It's irritating to a degree, but I'm really glad it's in the game. It makes it a lot more interesting. We are going to ditch the Uncursed Scimitar Flaming, just in case I change my mind and decide to use it, which would be silly. The Shield, which I've never used. And I want to actually use a recharging on a subpar scroll, on a Wand of Fireball, just because I like having that damage ability. Oh crap. Forgot that's the dangerous staircase. Not that it hurt me that much, actually. If anything, it's exactly what I wanted. We'll just kill everything here. Problem with Rupert is that he has status effects that he can inflict. I don't remember if he can paralyze, but I'm fairly sure he can. I know for a fact that he can confuse. So, Not exactly a happy person to be fighting against unless you're ready to take him on. Okay, what are you armored with? Because you were taking a lot of damage. Either he wasn't armored, which is unlikely, or he just didn't drop any armor, which is irritating. Still, I'm not going to complain about my armor situation, because troll leather has saved my life already. You know what? Let's try and kill him. Let's actually try and kill him. Do I have anything I could be doing first? What's my MR looking like? Somewhat resistant is not that good. I wonder if Rupert can see invisible. I assume he can, but it's worth checking. Question mark, then slash pulls up this menu. So I hit M for monster, and then I say Rupert. He can see invisible. Okay. I can take my chances that my evade will be good enough against him. I've already decided I want to fight him, so now I'm just trying to think how. And what I've decided is I can teleport away if the situation gets dicey. So, and I can cure out of confusion. And I should be adequately protected. So, land a couple poisons. He used paralysis, sure enough. I'm going to use blink. He is still berserked, so I'm going to have to... But with him berserked, I should be able to kite him even better since he can't paralyze me, presumably. Okay, failing to blink is actually going to be much more dangerous than anything else. That's a good one. Confusion, cure. He is post-rage slowed right now, which is perfect for me. I need to kill him now. Now is my best opportunity. To do so, we will use... Wow, I seriously don't have a stronger option than what I'm already going with, so... Velocity and flame it is. Is he resistant to flame? Has he been taking... There's no way to know. Okay. Oh, you can't fire while confused. Damn. Dude, stop confusing me! Used all my fucking heal pots just to get him down. But he died, and I was gifted a crossbow, and it is a much better elect crossbow than the one I had before. Sacrificing his corpse, that should do a lot for my piety. And dude, I just got done killing Rupert. You honestly think I'm scared of you? You're an ogre. Or a cyclops. Yeah, so at this point we're gonna ditch the elect resist elect crossbow in favor of the elect MR and H1 as opposed to -4. It's just a better weapon. I don't know how valuable electricity is as a brand. I'm more interested in knowing if it overrides or doesn't override the thingamabob. The actually, it's a Vorpal brand is what I use most. Oh, right. But if I use that, let's see what happens. Fire an electric flame. Nope, it fires a bolt of flame. If I use a generic bolt, it doesn't say whether it's electric or not. Fair enough. Switching back to my primary weapon. Crossbow of I actually want to hurt you. Well, actually I use my sword. He's at melee range. There we go. Bone wand. Fire. Thank God. Now I have a real wand. After this, I probably won't need anything else, wand-wise. Except, you know, the standards, heal and haste and such. Perfect. They all lined up. Let's show them why that's a bad idea. Let's see if I can get them all to line up again. Nope. Can't get them all in a fireball burst, though. So I'm being a little bit wasteful with my resources. Sue me. I just got done fighting Rupert and losing a bunch of good stuff. Honestly, guys, fighting Rupert is not something I would have done if this was a main channel run. If this was a main channel run, I would have said, until my MR is high enough that he can't reliably confuse me, it's not worth fighting him. It's for what? For a little bit of experience? I can get that elsewhere. But this is not a main channel run. For me, it's okay to take a couple risks and do a few things that are a bit sillier, and result in you losing a bunch of your precious scrolls. Here I actually do want to fireball them, because they're clumped very nicely. And they're going to be irritating as hell after this. Perfect. Dude, just kill something. You're using a saber. How is your to hit this bad? If your damage sucked, that's one thing, but if your ability to actually land a blow on your target is this bad, that's kind of sad. You are going to deserve a special dose of cold because you're an imp. Yay! Generic ruined leather. I'm so disinterested, it's not even funny. I think I've ignored artifacts at this point, so... Alright, velocity, flame. Apparently, the first thing I did was quiver my blowgun and fire that instead. Whoops. Yeah, throwing your blowgun at people is generally less effective than you might imagine. And I'm imagining you imagined it was pretty ineffective. Alrighty, let's ditch these arrows of dispersal. I picked them up so that they wouldn't be sitting on top of a bow. But, we are well past the point where I would have been using that now. Oh, they still have Unholy Creation in 11.1. I don't remember when we made the switch to the Scroll of Summoning. This would have been the perfect time to use Fireball. And I apparently can't hit everyone with it, so I'm not gonna waste it. I just want all the wizards. As long as I can hit the wizards, it's good. Fire. Definitely fire. Okay. Good enough for now. Okay, less than good enough for now. Putting on Heroism and Finesse. Thank God vampiric mosquitoes only suck your health instead of drain your level. There we go. That's more like it. Sacrificing everything to Okuwaru because I just blew a bunch of piety on that. Oh, and this is why there's so many of them, because we've made it all the way to the vaults. Once we get into the vaults, we should have enough crossbow bolts that we won't need to worry about crossbow bolts again. Honestly, my advice to somebody who really wants to do crossbow bolts and doesn't want to follow Okuwaru is don't start using your crossbow as your primary weapon until you've hit the vaults. Because after that point, you can reliably have enough ammo. But, frankly, you train your crossbow to 9 or so, and then pick a weapon and main the weapon. Melee users have the ability to get... If a melee user can get this far, you can definitely be happy enough switching at this point to a secondary weapon like that. Much the same way that I haven't practiced a single spell, but if I wanted to pick up level 3 casting, level 3 spell casting, I totally could. Once I find level 1 and 2 spells I actually care about, I in fact probably will. As of now, the only spell I really would consider picking up, I had considered picking up, would be like Animate Dead. Because you have to realize, if you're going the Conjurations route or something, you need to really devote enough energy to put damage into it. It's not enough to just get it castable. You have to get it castable, and then you have to get it strong. I'm constantly backing up so as to give only one of them at a time a target, because these guys can potentially corrode my equipment. I say potentially. There we go. Now that they're... I'm not as worried about the sick. I'm not as worried about the freeze. It's the corrode that irritates me. Okay, but I'm not dealing any damage, so you know what? New plan. Just shoot the bastards. Give me my fire bolts. hate you guys. Oh, you're right, you're immune to flame. You're not immune to getting your face cut off, though. Alrighty. So, yeah, my advice would definitely be don't start with crossbow, because unless you want to worship Kobold, and even then, it can be really frustrating to watch your ammo go if you're anything like me. You want to start off with something that you don't mind spamming. There's a reason why Berserker is such a simple class to play. It's simple. I'll just cut him. Alright. This is as good a stopping point as any. I've made it to the vaults, cleared a few floors, and figured out that my weapon was in fact training in the wrong category. With any luck, my armor class actually has already jumped up notably to AC 10, which is nice. And I will continue to train that for a while. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.